Do we have draft picks that we can trade for a forward? Is that something we can do right now? What I'm more concerned about is trading Mitchell Robinson right now when I think he really anchors his team, and I think potential for Defensive Player of the Year if he actually plays an entire season. And thank you for your time.
Appreciate it, man. That's our guy OS Jedi on the Discord, man. Every post game, he logs notes, man. He comes prepared, well thought out, with constructive dialogue to bring to the table, man. I appreciate that.
He uses the Force. He's a Jedi. It's just all in his mind.
That's right.
Just lines it up.
My guy comes prepared.
Yeah, I mean, he did drop a big if, though, if Mitchell Robinson stays healthy. And sadly, the best ability is availability, and dude's just not available anymore. So
yeah,
it's tough. It's tough. I've been hearing rumblings of this Jakob Poeltl. I'd like to see some Jakob Poeltl in New York.
I think the issue is, to tackle Ben's first question, they can't make that type of trade without salary going out. They don't have the wherewithal to take salary in, right? So they're going to have to send something out, whether it's Mitch, it's Sims, it's Precious, it's a combination of those like back end of the rotation guys. That's where the Knicks trade scenarios gets a little bit tricky. Like even a Poeltl deal is going to take, you losing Precious and multiple players. So like, okay, you get the 5, but then on the bench, you're still losing some punch there and some defense and some versatility. So it's a toss-up.
So look, we've been lucky as Knicks fans the last couple of years. They've made moves throughout the season, in-season trades that have really changed the dynamic of the team, whether it's for OG last year or Josh Hart, the year before that. So they're not scared to shuffle the deck a little bit, and it's so far proven to be successful.
Yeah, no question about it. And this was an article from our guy, James Edwards of The Athletic. We call him Trilogy here at KFTV. Shout out to our guy, Cody Glock, for giving him that nickname. James Edwards, new to the Knicks beat, but I hope you read his stuff, man, on The Athletic. He does a great job. Shout out to our guy, Trilogy. But he says this was his recent article that came out just yesterday, matter of fact. And it was Knicks at the NBA trade deadline. What could a trade involving Mitchell Robinson look like? Now, I'm not trying to trade the Block Nest Monster, but here are some ideas for those who are. Here's one. And you let me know your thoughts here, Ben. Washington Wizards. Knicks receive Jonas Valanciunas for Mitchell Robinson and 2 2026 second-round picks. Are you making that move or not?
I like the idea of not giving up first-round picks. I think those days are done for Valanciunas. I feel like he's always just been on bad teams. He's good, and he's good in the summertime, in the Olympics and stuff. But let's hold on to those picks. Second-round picks have value nowadays, and also I like Mitchell Robinson. I would hate to banish him to Washington.
I'm with you. Look, Valanciunas. He's an innings eater. I like that. He's going to get you rebounds. He's tough. He can play physical. He has good traits that this team could use, especially as they push in the second half. I still need Mitch and his ability to defend, his offensive rebounding capability. I still want to see what that looks like with Karl Anthony Towns. And like you said, man, with the way that the Knicks have lost so many draft picks and putting this team together, you can't just afford to just throw them out there for a half a season run with a guy like a Valanciunas. You can't afford to do that.
I'm not doing that for this group. And Valanciunas is that guy you get into an argument with playing at 24-hour fitness. This is the guy you're yelling at in the gym. It's all elbows. All
right, what do you guys think in the chat, man? Rate that trade in the chat. One being trash.
What else? Do you have other ones?
Oh, he's got other ones. We're going through it. Here we go. All right, so here's the next one. Underdog Fantasy is the place to play if you're a fan looking to cash in on some of your favorite athletes' performances. Available in over 30 states, including New York, California, and Texas. Just call your shot on higher or lower on 2 or more player stats for your chance to win real money. Use our promo code KFTV for up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a free pick. So download the Underdog Fantasy app today and turn every bucket into a W. Here's the next one. Pistons and Bulls. Okay, he's doing a 3-teamer. Knicks receive Isaiah Stewart and Torrey Craig in a blockbuster. Pistons receive Zach LaVine and Precious, and the Bulls receive a combination of Tim Hardaway Jr., Mitchell Robinson, Simone Fontecchio, from the Knicks pick-wise, a 2025 second-round pick, a 2026 second-round pick, and I believe that would be it. So Isaiah Stewart and Torrey Craig basically for Mitch, Precious, and 2 second-round picks.
Nah, I like those guys. I like Isaiah Stewart's motor, but I think Torrey Craig's just kind of a guy. And again, the 2 second-round picks, it's too much. And with Zach LaVine being the best player in the trade, I don't think the Knicks win that one. So
yeah,
I don't know. I like Isaiah Stewart though. He's like a good kind of crazy to have on your team, I think.
Yeah, he's good. He's gritty. He is. And he's a fellow Jamaican, too. Big up to him. And he reps his roots loud and proud. Patrick Ewing being one of his mentors and idols. I do like that. With Torrey Craig, he's no longer... I always liked him as some wing depth. But how impactful is he these days? I don't know.
Again, to equate it back to playing pickup in the gym, I feel like, am I wrong? He's like a football player who's just playing 2 hours of basketball to stay in shape.
Yeah.
Like he just kind of doesn't do any one thing exceptionally well and just kind of does everything average. I don't know. I would like some specialists, and I'm with you on Isaiah. I think he'd be a great addition, and maybe I'd try to trim the fat on the deal and consider him for Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't see that trade happening for them.
I still like Precious's versatility and impactfulness over a Torrey Craig.
There's an offensive game in there somewhere that they got to unlock somehow.
I still like Precious on this team, man. I'm not so willing to give that up. Yeah,
and the picks again, second round picks aren't what they used to be. So
2 second round picks on top of that.
Yeah.
I do like Isaiah Stewart. Shan BK in the chat says Stewart, he's an enforcer, but a low IQ player.
Yeah, but you need that sometimes. You need that enforcer, especially with this group, especially up front.
John Talento in the chat says, get beef stew at the Garden. Okay, so Talento's with it. Shout out to our guy RGT85. He says, yes, he's doing that, man. He's doing that trade. He says beef stew would be an icon at MSG.
Beef stew. All right. Yeah.
Hey,
he would fit in. He really would.
He would give us that much needed toughness, though.
Quick.
Yeah, he would give us that much needed toughness. That you can't argue, right?
Yeah.
1 being trash, 5 being facts. I'll go with 3. I wouldn't be mad at it. If they did this trade. Stewart's 23.
What's the next one? You
let's go to the next one. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, I just backed up a little bit. So to everybody in the chat, man, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Okay. Let's go to, here's the next one. New Orleans Pelicans receive, Knicks receive Javonte Green. Pelicans receive Jericho Sims. So the simulation who the Knicks have been putting on the block for a while in exchange for Javonte Green, guard, wing, scrapper. What do you think, man?
Let's do it. Let's shake it up. Why not? We've seen the best of Jericho Sims. He's awesome in layup lines. Something happens on the court. I don't know what it is, but we've seen it. Let's move on. Let's once a Nick, always a Nick, and let's roll the dice.
I do this. I would definitely do this. I mean, look, Knicks Nation has to temper their expectations for what they can get at the deadline, but to me, one of the things that they need is an innings eater at the wing, at the guard spot. And as I mentioned this with Okeke, who's in the G League. I don't care if this guy's a bricklayer, because we don't need offense. We need toughness and we need defense. To give guys like a Bridges and an OG Anunoby a spell, I would do this trade. Sims's role has not been consistent with this team. He himself has not been consistent with this team. I'd give him that opportunity to go to New Orleans. Maybe he can establish himself behind Yves Missy. I'd do this trade. What do you guys think in the chat, man? 1 being trash, 5 being facts.
Who's that guy from the Rockets who went to the Olympics in volleyball? Is that Chase Budinger?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like Jericho Sims could go to the Olympics in other sports. He'd be sick in team handball. Maybe he's a backup goalie.
Yeah.
He water polo. Volleyball, that guy could definitely win a medal in another sport.
Yeah, that is true. Javonte Green, according to Edwards, says shot 36% from 3 previous 4 seasons, although on low volume. I would go with it. I would go with it.
Yeah, shake it up. Let's
shake it up a little bit. So yeah, that's it, man. I mean, of all the trades, I do like that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough for to make these big blockbuster trades now. There are all these different crazy clauses and provisions, all these things in the contracts now. I'm not a capologist, but I just hear from everybody that it's harder to make these kind of big trades now than maybe it used to be with the aprons and the player options and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I love that we don't have any disgruntled guys, no guys who are playing for contracts and are in the papers for the wrong reasons or making noise. We got none of that right now. It seems like everybody's on the same page and dialed in and wants to be here. So that's always a win in today's NBA culture, I think.
Yeah, true indeed, man. Peter Fury, franchise channel member, shout out to Peter, says thank you for your service, Jericho. Okay, so he's doing a deal.
Once a Nick, always
and
a
once
Nick.
a Nick, always a Nick. You can come back to the barbecue. Al Jarski in the chat says Jericho Sims will be a water polo demon. So he's with you, man.
I'm saying.
He thinks a change of pace might do the simulation well, man.
Yeah, come on. You think about it. You're like a goalie, and you're guarding like with that wingspan. Like, I don't know why more NBA guys don't do this.
True indeed. Hey, you never know, man. That could be the type of trade, like I was saying on previous shows, especially at the deadline and on the margins. Those are the type of deals that Leon and those guys like to execute. And typically, save for the Cam Reddish deal, all their margin trades have helped move the needle forward. Derrick Rose, Josh Hart.
Alec Burks. I'm not mad when they give Alec Burks a roll of the dice. Taj is coming back home. We're getting that April picking when the Hornets flame out. Taj is coming back. Come on.
Shout out to Big Money, man. Shout out to Big Money. Absolutely.